G'day everyone, Viv here. I hope you're all keeping well. It's been a long time between lunches, but I've had other things going on that are a bit more important than filming videos. And those things are still going on, but I got a bit excited today. So I thought I'd get the cameras out, or the camera in this case, just one, and shoot a quick video because I found some of these at one of the, those recycle stores, those junkyard places, second-hand sort of yards where builders and stuff generally take stuff that they're ripping out of old houses, doors, window frames, all that sort of stuff. And in this case, what I've picked up here is, we'll have a close look in just a second, some rebar mesh supports. So let's have a closer look at them. I'm pretty sure immediately you'll be able to see uses for them. And I'm going to quickly show you what I'll do with a couple of these. So I picked up this entire bag of these rebar supports. There's 25 in here. The bag cost me $6, 25 cents each or whatever, and these are what they're designed for. They normally sit flat on something and the rebar clip into these little clips here. But you can see that this is perfect for some sort of girder system, perfect for Necromunda stuff. Chop these bottom bits off, flip it upside down, and then you've got something you can mount some rails or something on. So super useful thing. So I thought I'd get the camera out. I'm quickly going to whip something up and you guys can follow along if you're interested. I don't know what these are called. I don't know where you'd normally find them. Maybe try your hardware store or something like that. But that's what it looks like. Print that image out if you want. But they're for supporting rebar as far as I'm aware. Someone else might know exactly what they're for, but it's a cool, interesting shape, and for 25 cents each, I think they're a bargain. First thing I need to do with this is just take off these bits. I'm going to snip them off with this saw here and throw them into my bits box and keep them. You could use an ordinary saw or some other method that you've got for cutting them off. So that's what I'm left with, a nice simple girder. Great for supporting something, just whack it on there and paint it and you're done. Alright, so far I've just collected a few bits and pieces. This random piece of MDF, this is 3mm MDF. I frequently get questions about what I base on. It's always 3mm MDF, and I always bevel the edge with a knife. So just found a random shape that would fit my little piece of bridging here. A couple of random bits of foam core, so let's glue this thing down. Okay, so as you can see, I have marks and things on my base just to give me an idea of what I'm building. Let's put that aside and come across to this bit. Just going to whack a little bit of hot glue down the side. Now, you could use PVA for this. Sometimes it's better to use PVA when you're working with foam board. It gives you cleaner lines and a better seal sometimes. But for this purpose, quick and dirty is all I really want. So there we go, one piece of 5mm foam core with a couple of 3mm foam core edges on it. I'll just flip that over. This is not entirely necessary at this stage, but just to keep things neat. Trim off any excess. Now I've got these beams here. Again, this is 5mm foam core, they're about 1 inch thick. Just lay a bead along here. And I'm going to try and glue these somewhat in the centre of these little raised edges. Try and glue that somewhere in the centre. Righto, so now we've got something that's starting to resemble a walkway. Still needs a bit more detail, and we've got something that resembles the base of our walkway, and ta-da, we can put that on the top there. Once we glue that down, we end up with a raised platform. You could either put some tracks through here to represent a train line or aqueducts, or use some more girders along the side to make a footpath or something like that. But that's where we are so far. I'm going to collect a few more bits and we'll come back. Right, so I've rummaged around in my little drawer of foam core offcuts and found some 3mm foam core strips. I'm simply now going to cut these probably into this width. this one here, and then 1 inch and 1/8 long, or just shy of 3 centimeters, and then pop them on this board here so that they're flush with the top here, just so I get a little bit of accenting detail along the side here. So I'm going to cut a whole bunch of those and we'll come back. So all I've done now is I've cut 10 strips. I've already glued those side on. I'm just using some PVA. You can see it there on the board, and I'm just popping these ones into place. I've spaced these ones 2 inches apart. And all we're doing is just glue those on there. And we'll come back with a bit more detail, and then it's getting close to being good enough. You could spend a lot of time detailing this sort of stuff up, but that's what I've got so far, and I'm happy with that. So I've taken some strips of matte board. This is 2 millimeters thick, and I'm just gluing them on the side of the walkway here just to cover up that join between the two pieces of foam core at the bottom there. So I've cut it wide enough just so it overhangs both edges and is wide enough to cover up both of those end pieces. So we'll give this some time to dry, and then we're almost done. Right, so I've skipped ahead a little bit, and I need to show you all the boring stuff. I've added a bit more detail along the top here, just to blend in those posts and the foam core edges here. I've done the base. You can see it's still wet. I've just thrown a bunch of sand and some rocks and stuff on there. I've glued a tree stump here. So when I'm done, this is going to be sort of kind of like a section of railway road. I'll put a railway track in here in the sort of a rural area, so I'm going to put that tree in there and overgrow the bases. I need to ruin all the edges of the train track, I suppose it is. Excuse me, but that will all be done once it's dry. I added a couple of supports in there just to balance the weight a little bit, and I've put a pin through this wood here. This is 3mm MDF. I've pinned that into the plastic. So there we go. I'll leave it there for this video. In the next one, we'll come back once it's all finished and ruined and I've detailed up a little bit more, and we'll paint it and add it to the collection. So there we go. Thanks for tuning in once again. Like I said, have a look at your local junkyard shops. I picked up a couple of other pieces which I'm going to do a couple of other videos on. So hopefully there'll be a few more over the next couple of days, week or so. But then back to real life, and I'll do videos as and when I can do them. So there you go, some little concrete rebar holders that have quite nicely converted into the base of a bridge for us. So whichever way you mount them, this is probably a better way because you get these struts supporting the top here, but I've mounted it this way. It's up to you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you next time, either in the video where we paint this up and finish it off, or in the next couple of videos for some of the other bits and pieces I picked up from that junk shop. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time. See ya.